All right, Talkin Jersey more, Vinny and Dino. Vinny.
Dino,
number 4.
How are you?
How you doing?
Very good.
We got Ryan on the other side of the glass for number 4.
What's up there, Ryan?
He's the longest running producer we've had. You realize that, right?
The other guy didn't really count, did he?
Nah, he didn't.
No, he didn't count.
He didn't count.
But
so I think you want to say something to our fans.
we want to thank everybody.
27 of them.
I thought it was 102, but
That's us viewing the thing multiple times.
Oh, that counts. Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's only once a day that it counts.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. But we appreciate everybody who's been watching Talkin Jersey more. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Love you guys.
We do. But please do. TalkinJersey.com is our website. Our producer Ryan, who's a little bit more inclined to be able to figure that stuff out than us.
He's the geek of the three of us, I imagine.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I know how to create a Gmail account. Oh, by the way, TalkinJersey, gmail.com.
At Gmail.
Well, of course it's at Gmail. Everybody that's watching has an email.
Talkin.
Talkin, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we even have a letter G? I don't have a letter G in my vocabulary anymore.
Now, how about the fans who made some negative comments about us?
Screw them. I mean, hey,
Jersey Hello, how are you doing?
Listen, are we pros?
We're not pros.
We're not pros.
We're not pros.
But we've had the balls to get actually in front of the camera.
Yes.
To do what we're doing here, and it's easy to criticize from the outside.
Sure is.
So we take everybody's criticism to heart in a good way. We're going to try to improve. Dino's sitting up straighter.
Yes, I am.
I'm speaking louder.
You are.
I have better facial expressions. I've heard a couple of those.
Yeah. Monotone face value.
Yeah, but I mean, my wife has even chimed in.
The lovely Christine.
The lovely Christine. She says I'm funnier in print than I am on film.
She didn't say you were better looking on.
I'm thankful for many things. But well, look, I mean, come on, there's
a face only your wife could love.
Yeah, and my 2 dogs. But so even the wife has chimed in.
Yes, she has.
So and we're not thick-skinned. We're olive-skinned, but we could take the criticism, and we certainly appreciate everybody who has checked. Really, in all honesty, and you know who you are because you're watching this again. Please keep watching.
Please.
And do me a favor. Will you subscribe? You got to hit like 3 fucking buttons. Subscribe to the goddamn thing, will you?
And where's that?
What?
Am I subscribed?
I think we are.
Okay, good.
But
I'm not really technically inclined to do that.
No, but you just got to hit a couple buttons, and and then it'll be forced upon you.
Okay.
So, but we're happy, and we're having fun.
Actually, it is working because I actually got some news.
What's that?
That there is a rrestaurant who wants us to do a remote.
Remote? Nice.
So we got some credibility.
We're going to be doing some work, I understand, and talking live to some people, and we'll get some feedback immediately.
Yep.
And that'll be good. And we're available for private parties, bar mitzvahs, communions, confirmations.
Not bar mitzvahs.
Not bar mitzvahs. Oh, sorry, we lost our last episode.
We lost the Jewish clientele from the kosher catering disaster from last week.
We're going to try to come back though.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. Sweet 16s. What else can we do?
We're actually in talk with a couple fundraisers.
Nice. Yeah. And all. Yeah. That's
so, which is always good to raise some money for a good cause.
So somebody is taking this seriously. We do take this seriously, and we take our fans serious. So
we goof around a little bit, but
yeah, just a little bit. But that's otherwise
you wouldn't.
Otherwise you wouldn't watch.
All right.
So
what's going on?
Not much. How about yourself? Christmas is next week.
Christmas is upon us.
Next week.
Next week already.
How you doing with the shopping?
I don't have to shop for many.
Well, that's good. Okay, so me. No, do you buy stuff for your staff? Because you own the club here, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. Do you buy stuff for the staff?
Not stuff for the staff. Would there be a bonus or 2, possibly?
That's very nice of you. You're a good boss.
Yeah, I'm a good boss.
Soap boss.
I'll tell you the truth, I've never gotten a bonus in my life.
Really?
Never got a Christmas bonus. It's very odd in this industry, in food and beverage, to get a Christmas bonus.
Well, only because people tip their mailman, they tip their hairdresser or barber or whatever.
Yep.
You're not going to tip your local restaurateur. Not in addition to what you already tipped.
No, I'm saying corporations.
Oh, okay.
I worked for major hotel companies, and
really,
I got nothing. Nothing at all.
We usually, in my industry where I'm working, we get something, but it's usually in March. So it's not like here, Merry Christmas, here's something for you, or Happy Holidays. We don't want to offend anybody. It's all number generated performance and everything like that.
Like a bonus.
Yeah. They call it,
Like
they call it they
achievement bonus.
Yeah, there's some letters, KPI, I think it's called, or something like that. But whatever. But you begin to you start to rely on that stuff, and I think if you continue giving your staff bonuses, and if you have a bad year, hopefully you don't. The 1 year you don't give a bonus, you're going to be called out on it, and you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know, and there's not really much you could do about that. Hopefully they're smart enough to realize as the time goes on, they can see, well, you know, it's not been that busy.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's the time when they really need it.
You know, and you're down here at the shore, and I've been reading about how people were busting on the state government about how they didn't prepare for the 2013 summer after Sandy. They had the Stronger Than a Storm campaign. They wanted them to do it.
Guess what? The storm won.
The storm won, and
we're not stronger than the storm.
No, but we never will be. No. You know, and let's hope we never find out again. You know, but to blame the state government because of a few TV commercials they thought came out a little late. Listen, pick up a phone. If you don't know something's open, I mean, come on, you gotta do a little bit better research on your own. If you're gonna book that hotel in Point Pleasant or Cape May or Wildwood, you're gonna rely on a TV commercial by Governor Christie whether or not the hotel's open. I mean, they were really, and so they're pushing them this year to get a little more of a head start, and I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of it was timing last year because honestly, if anybody's going to make a decision on what they're going to do during the summertime, they're making that decision the latest February, early March.
And we were still digging out.
And that's why I think the rest of New Jersey, New York, whoever didn't really get affected by the storm, didn't know if the shore was going to be open. Because I actually had customers of mine who went to Aruba during the summertime.
Okay.
They couldn't believe how many New Jersey people they met in Aruba. Because when you're making that plan, you got 2 weeks vacation in July and August, and you want to go somewhere, and it's February, and you need to submit your vacation requests. Okay, well, Point Pleasant's still underwater, Seaside Heights is still demolished. I don't have rides on the boardwalk, so let's go to Aruba, right?
But my point is that you're gonna. What are you waiting for? You can't. I mean, if they're Jersey people, they can't take a ride down for the weekend, or just take a ride for the day and say, let's go see what's open. We usually vacation here every year. And if I'm not being told that it's open, I'm just going to dismiss it. Shame on them. You know, you want to support. You wanted to stay in state to maybe support like you always do, and you're going to go to Aruba because we had a hurricane. I mean, that's a bunch of crap.
Well, let's take it on a smaller case level. In my little situation, we opened up November 6th.
Okay.
After we got power back, and we were open for a good 4 months. And it was atrocious. Come first week in April, the local chamber came up to me and said, hey, we're going to make a commercial saying that Point Pleasant Beach is open. And I turned to her and said, I've been open for 6 months. You're actually 6 months and a week too late.
Well, they should have made you the star of the commercial, saying that if Dino could be open, the rest of you should be open as well. So in that case, yeah, you're right.
They wanted a donation for me to be in the commercial because I'm not in the chamber any longer.
Well,
because I didn't want to put up with their crap.
Well, you know.
Okay.
You were just being Dino.
Yeah, I was just being Dino.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. But thank God I didn't, because if I waited for them to advertise I was open, those 6 months I would have been out of business.
Right. And as people do know that there are some nights in this town where you're the only place in town that's open.
Unfortunately.
You know, and you attract people down here, and other businesses do as well, and they didn't put themselves out there.
No,
and
not at all.
Shame on them for not spending a couple extra dollars to show people that they were open. And it sounds like we're talking about an old subject right here, but it's really ongoing. I mean,
it's an ongoing subject.
It really is, and people. I mean, down to the rumor. Remember people said the Atlantic City Boardwalk was destroyed.
Yeah.
During the hurricane, and it was barely touched. You know, so people had those preconceived notions of what was damaged, what wasn't damaged. Yep. And to put it, and my thing is, to put it all on the state tourism board, what about the local governments to drop the ball? Were they relying on Christie and his government to take the lead on that? I mean, come on, why didn't Point Pleasant or Seaside or Wildwood or whatever just come up with their own little commercial and say, hey, we're open. Come on down. If you go every year, come on down. We're open. I mean,
right.
To me, that's what should have happened. And I don't think that putting the blame on one government department, I just think that was wrong. And I think that was very convenient for people to point to. And hopefully we get off to a better start.
Listen, if you own a business, it's your business.
That's my point.
You do whatever you need to do to survive.
Right.
I can't wait for FEMA. I can't wait for New Jersey Natural Disaster Fund. I can't.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Still in this process right now. I'm still trying to get something because I had no physical damage. I just had economic damage. The red tape is atrocious. For a $25,000 loan, I'm spending $2,000 in accounting fees trying to get that. Yeah. After a while, it's just why bother anymore?
And time, and you're losing business and everything.
So it's easy for businesses to blame that, the government didn't help us, or they didn't do. What did you do? What did you do? Were you here the day after the storm, wiping down your windows?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fixing the damage as best as possible, putting ads in the paper that following week and say, hey, we're open. We're ready.
It's a microcosm of the way society is today. Let's just call it as it is.
Blame everybody.
Blame everybody but yourself.
Take full responsibility.
Take ownership, Jersey.
Right.
Get your head out of your asses and get down to the shore.
This is such a serious segment.
It really was, wasn't it?
All right, coming back more. All right, back talking Jersey more with Dino, Vinny and Dino.
And Dino.
It's Vinny first.
It doesn't have to.
It's respectful.
It doesn't have to be.
But whoever was watching our last segment, that was kind of very serious. So let's get on a more humorous topic. What we got going on?
The train crashes. that is hysterical.
Great cue.
It really is.
Great cue.
How
do you hit a train? Could you please tell me this? How did that olive truck get caught in the train? He's driving an 18-wheeler. What does he think he's going to do? Beat the train?
Did you see the size of that train? It was like the big tankers. I don't even know what was in the trains, but we knew what was in the truck.
I think it was oil.
Well, whatever it was heavy.
Have you ever seen the light train?
No. Well, they had the light rails, but those are something different. But Ridgefield Park, I didn't even know trains go through there. You're more familiar with the North Jersey because you're north.
I'm up there.
You're up there, yes.
I'm up there.
Ridgefield Park, I guess there's a lot of still commerce that goes through with the trains and everything like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of
railroad tracks. But like you're saying,
there.
Most train tracks, if they don't have the gate, they got a little light.
And you hear a choo-choo coming?
Usually. And they're pretty loud. They're pretty big.
They're very loud.
And
if you're deaf, you shouldn't really be driving.
No.
Oh, we just lost the retarded audience on that.
No, the deaf crowd.
They can't hear us anyway.
They'll get the signer from the Mandela funeral.
The Mandela funeral, please. Is it over yet? I know we're taping a couple days before, but I think it's still going on.
They mourned for a long time.
It's really fucking long.
But anyway, trains. Trains.
Yeah.
But a big truck, how does it, like you said, how does it try to beat a train? And don't you, when you come to a train track, even in your little car that you drive, don't you just kind of like
look anyway?
Look both ways and
unless you purposely want to get hit.
But why would it? Well, those are the people that go out in front of the New Jersey Transit trains. They just they've had enough. They're like, you're gonna hit me now.
Yep.
But I mean, if you see a train in the distance, you know you're gonna beat it, for the most part. I mean,
yeah.
Even if you're driving a big truck.
Yeah.
So.
But did you see the interview with the guy?
No, what happened?
He barely spoke English.
Well,
I think he needed a translator.
Well, he was probably educated in the state of New Jersey and got a break, but that was the last episode, right?
Yeah.
But what was he carrying in that truck?
Olives.
Is it now olive oil? It was mashed?
It was the pits.
He said that, not me.
It was the pits.
It was the pits. Yeah, but no olive bars for that guy.
No.
Or maybe he did hit a bar before he tried to drive. Maybe, that's charges.
It was a colossal damage to the truck.
Man. This is what's called a pause, a comedic pause.
Waiting, hoping
Feel
for
free to
laughter.
laugh.
I feel like I want to come up with a hack line.
Yeah. Oh my God. But and there was another one. A woman, like we were just saying, she got clipped. They said by a train in Leonia. Where the hell's Leonia?
Leonia is up by Teaneck.
Oh, Teaneck. Okay, my sister was born in Teaneck.
Off of Route 4.
My Teaneck. My Teaneck. My daughter.
Teaneck?
My sister was born in Teaneck at the hospital up there. Was it Holy Name?
What was the holy name?
I don't know.
It was Holy Name.
The name of the hospital is Holy Name.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was a holy name.
No, it's the Holy Name.
The Holy Name.
The Holy
Okay,
Name.
great. Okay.
So how do you get clipped? We were talking about this off camera.
Was she in the car or walking?
She was in the car.
She misjudged.
You think? and from what she said, the sun got in her eyes. She sounds like a bad outfielder for the Mets. What the hell?
She couldn't see the train with the sun in her eyes.
I guess her hearing goes bad when she can't see. Again.
Okay, so she can't hear and she can't see.
And she was
and she's driving a truck.
And she was a car.
A car.
And she was
an SUV?
Probably. Okay. It's up North Jersey. Does she have a job? No.
Did I make her car payment last month?
Yeah, probably. Oh boy. But
keep referring to that last segment.
God almighty.
Go ahead.
So, my thing is the way they word things. How do you get clipped? I mean, you either get hit or you don't. I don't know.
Maybe she misjudged it by a millisecond and got her right back fender.
The back bumper got hit and she spun around and got a little more dizzy than she probably already is. And hopefully not one of her soccer kids were in the back seat.
Bet you she sobered up real quick.
Boy.
In that one.
Well, yeah. Did you hear? But there was a serious car accident down in where the hell was it? Down in South Jersey somewhere. This kid was driving three girls. Did you hear about that? They all got killed, and he didn't. He got up and he ran away.
He got up and ran away. Caught him within 30 minutes, though.
Oh man, that's just. I have teenage drivers. Well, I have two drivers that are kids. One's an adult and one's a teenager. I tell you what, my heart. Every time we see my daughter drive down the street, Ryan, you're still a kid at home. Every time you go out, I guarantee you, your parents are like, "Oh God." It's just the way we are, and to have that kid. Okay, I know we're getting off on a tangent here. Why are you drinking and driving? You're 19 years old. You're not bulletproof, kids. You're not. Something bad's gonna happen. You want to drink? Get in the room. Stay there drunk, and don't get in the car. What are you doing? You're not Superman.
You know what? I just had this conversation last night with a customer of ours.
Oh boy.
And when we were talking, he was from North Jersey, and we just started, Jerseying up a little bit. And it was funny. We were talking about us driving. Listen, I got served at this bar, Tinglings, when I was 15 in Newark.
Tinglings.
Tinglings.
Was it a shaker joint?
No.
It was a regular bar.
Regular bar.
Wow.
Bar liquor store.
Okay.
Okay.
There's not too many of those around anymore.
No. Well, now down in Kingsburg there are, but you don't want.
Well, it's Kingsburg.
Yeah, you don't.
No, we're not going to Kingsburg.
Not even for the rides. Well, anyway, we got served at 15, and I was 17. Yeah, I'll admit I had lone brows in the car sometimes. I mean, I've had cops pull us over.
Those are days they used to make you pour them.
Just throw them out.
They used to make you pour them out.
Give me those. I'll take them.
No, I remember the cops used to say, "I'm watching you pour it out.
But
now go."
But back then, and I hate to sound like I'm an old man, but I'm really not. But back then, you didn't hear about drunken driving accidents.
No, unless it was.
So what's going on?
Unless it was really, really bad, But no, you didn't hear about it.
No.
We were pretty smart back. I'm not from up north. We're not as tough as you guys. Remember, we're a little soft down here. Yeah. But we were actually doing the designated driver thing before. I mean, we would just say, hey, if you're driving today, 3 beers is your limit.
Right.
Because we need to get home. I mean,
right.
We don't want to die. Because we were going to AC when we were 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, of course.
And we would get in the
back. Walking in there before 18.
We were getting it was a lot easier to walk in. Yeah. But we would say, hey, dude, you're driving 2, 3 beers. That's it. You're cut off, and the rest of the guys you'd have to drag out of the car to get them home.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear about that many accidents, and I honestly think that we would own up to unfortunate. You have, if you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm not saying what I did was right.
No.
Not saying what I did was
right.
but
My kids are not watching this, by the way. And if you are, ignore the last 5 minutes. Thank you.
Did they subscribe?
Well, yeah, I went under their user. I went under their user. Yeah.
They did.
I found out when they were logged onto the computer and went to the bathroom. I said.
But it's something how all of a sudden now everything's happening, and I don't get it.
It's really bad.
Are the kids today that fucked up that they're just living on the edge. I mean, I thought back then we were sort of living on the edge. I mean, there were times we used to buy a case of beer in Branch Brook Park. We used to sit on the railroad tracks.
But what was your beer of choice in those days?
Lowenbrow.
Not Meister. Remember Meister?
Little Nips.
Nips alone, bro.
Nips alone.
That had the foil on the top, didn't it?
Yeah, the blue. The blue.
That taste is horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you missed it.
I think to this day I don't drink Lone Brow because did they even make it anymore?
I haven't seen it.
Do you know what that means, right? Lion's brew.
Oh, really?
Yes. I took German in high school. Straight C's. Anyway.
Yeah.
Jawohl.
Oh.
But I think part of the problem is you see some of the cars these kids drive.
They can't be any worse than our Trans Ams and Firebirds.
Well, I didn't have the Guido car like you did, but
I never had a Trans Am or a Firebird.
No, but we had to go out and get our own cars. We weren't given the Cadillac GTSs, and kids were driving 85,000 miles an hour while they had a couple beers in them. That's just. I think mom and dad trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Well, that's.
My kid drives a Cadillac.
Yeah, we can get off on that topic for another night. That's for sure.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna raise a bunch of spoiled freaking brats.
Pretty much.
Except Ryan.
Ryan's a good kid.
Ryan's good.
He's a good kid.
He's like a father.
How so?
He's like a father to us.
Is he really?
Look at him. He's like controlling us, giving us the signs.
2 minutes up. We have how much more time we got? But,
he's sleeping. He's texting.
Yeah, he's a typical kid. See, we text and drive too.
So what else is going on?
Nah, that's about all I got. It's a light week.
I'll tell you.
But I know you had a busy week.
I had a busy week.
Yes.
We had the famous move over law court case.
All you officers that are watching, just be kind.
Okay. Well, first of all, I go and I'm stuck in the middle of this courtroom. Then there had to be about 100 convicts in there.
101.
Well, no, I was the one who wasn't really a convict. And the funny part about it is I actually looked like the CEO of like Merck.
That was a sad
standing
crowd,
there.
huh?
It was a sad looking crowd.
Wow.
And there were so many people with drug possession charges that they didn't even call them up individually.
Oh, really?
If you had the same offense, I forget what the number was. I think it was 24/7 or something like that.
Whatever.
No, that's like a quick check, 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not 7-Eleven anymore because it's supposed to be with 7-Eleven, but now
7-Eleven's open 24/7, 365.
which is really fucking confusing.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm there. They're saying, I count 24/7. Julia, whoever. Johnny, whoever. There's 17 of them across the courtroom in front of the judge. All you guys are charged with less than an ounce of marijuana. I'm looking like he's sentencing 17 people all the time.
Oh, so wait. So this judge is just trying to get off easy.
Well, it wasn't really that easy because I guess he had to do that because I was there for 4.5 hours.
Just because you didn't pull over, some cop was writing a ticket?
So now, about 3 hours into it, the judge says to me, listen, he says to the rest of the people, obviously your offenses are not that great. So if you want to talk to the prosecutor to lower it down.
They made you wait 4 hours before they gave you that option?
About 3 hours. So now the prosecutor line is huge. I'm waiting in line for about an hour. I get to the prosecutor's office. He said, what do you have a ticket for? I said, well, move over law.
He's like, what's
He's
this?
looking. I'll be right back. So now he goes in the back. He must have talked to the powers to be in the back.
It's like a car salesman.
Yeah.
I'm right back.
And then he comes back with a deal. He says, listen, it's a 2-point violation, $106 ticket, $33 court fee. Walk out of here for $139 and 2 points on your license. Or you could do the plea bargain that the judge suggested, $166, $250 surcharge, $33 court fee, but motor vehicles doesn't find out about it. How's your record? Clean. Take the 2 points and the money. I felt like I was talking to a bookie.
Yeah.
But my point is...
What's the VIG?
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, if you commit a crime and you're supposed to be hit with this, you go to the prosecutor and get him plead down. So are you really going for the crime or are you going for the money?
Does he really have to ask that question? Come on, it's the money.
Like, what's the difference between murder 1 and murder 2?
Is the person still dead?
Exactly, my point.
It's like giving somebody 3 life sentences.
And 100 years on top of it.
Only Gene Dixon had multiple life sentences, right?
All right, coming back. All right, we're back talking Jersey and more with Vinny and Dino. Vinny, we got Christmas coming up next week. Well, we're going to say Christmas.
Yes, well, Hanukkah's over.
Hanukkah's over.
Yeah. Is Kwanzaa up and running, or?
But we're on time.
He said that, not that.
That's the reason of Kwanzaa.
That's D-I-N-O.
That's the reason of Kwanzaa, because they can't get up in time for Christmas.
But any parties? I mean, where I work, we don't do holiday parties, but I've been to holiday parties. Well, it's a dichotomy of people that I work with. I work in a place where not everybody can get together. It's a shift working place.
Right.
So it's tough to get. We've had parties in the past.
You don't have like the AM shift party? The
Well,
PM
we
shift
can't
party?
drink because the work that we do, alcohol.
You have to have a drink at a party.
No. Those of you who are watching that know what I do for a living. You're glad that we don't drink. We don't. No, we can't do that. Oh. But we do individual stuff where people bring their own food in. Because sometimes we work on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, we work, and we make it festive for ourselves. We have a tree in the office. So we have a tree.
Well, that's the least they can do. I mean,
we have a tree, decorations and stuff like that. And
do like Silent Santa or anything like that?
There was one woman that was trying to get that together this year, but the people that I work with, I don't think that's
cheap fucks.
No, I think everybody just
they don't like each other.
Nobody likes anybody anymore. Know. So we do a little stuff at home. We build gingerbread houses every year. It sounds kind of like, but no, we have the adult beverages and stuff like that. And some of the houses get a little crooked, and I'm not a big, what's the thing, the eggnog? Do you like eggnog?
I like eggnog.
I don't like egg. What is that?
It's egg.
Is there egg in it?
Eggnog.
I
like it.
I don't drink that stuff. But we don't do the holiday parties. We will have the festive drinks on Christmas Day.
Okay.
We don't do the whole New Year's Eve thing, but other than champagne.
That's an amateur night anyway.
It really is, But
that and St. Patrick's Day, the biggest amateur nights of the year.
And now SantaCon. You see that shit that they got going on.
You can't even go down if you're Santa Claus. You can't go down to the Low East Village.
You can't even go to Asbury Park. They do it there too. Well, I think everybody's going to Asbury Park now, which I hope they do that in the daylight.
Hey, Santa.
Well, you just don't go to Cookman Avenue. Sorry, folks. But
North Pole.
Yeah. So people, why do they feel the need that they have to drink just during the holidays? I mean, you can have a party any time of the year. In the middle of August, you can have a party.
You know what? I think that's why a lot of companies don't do parties anymore, because anytime you had a holiday party, there's always a person who makes himself look like an asshole.
Or herself.
Or her.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah.
It's funny. We had a Christmas party at Uncle Vinny's going back maybe about 7 years ago. It was a woman. She owned 2 daycare centers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They come in, and there was 17 women and 1 guy. And the guy, you can tell that he wouldn't let his girlfriend, wife, whoever, go out without him.
Oh, God.
One of those situations.
One of those guys.
So now the woman who owns the daycare centers, she comes in smashed already.
Oh.
And then we're just coming in for dinner at the time.
I'm so glad she's not watching my kids.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? This is great. The boss is smashed. This is going to be a great night. So during the night, you can tell the animosity with the other women because the guy is there. And
they made that girl feel.
I made her feel like crap.
Good. Exactly.
But you know what? That's what happens when you bring people together for a holiday party. So now, then you have the one daycare doesn't really talk to the other daycare, even though it's owned by the same person. Who's better? It's all childish crap. But that's what happens when you mix people who don't belong together.
And they deal with kids all day, so they're going to be childish anyway.
They're going to be childish anyway. So now the comedy show starts.
Oh, boy.
And chit-chat going back and forth. So then the guy gets up. He goes outside to smoke. So I guess the other girls must have started picking on her a little bit. Mm-hmm. Saying, you know, it's ridiculous. You can't be yourself because he's here. He comes back in. She says something to him.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is in the middle of the show going on. She says something to him. He gets up in the middle of the show and says, and the next time you put your fucking hand on my son, I'm going to kick your ass. Saying it to the owner of the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Now.
That's interesting.
Problem is, 3 tables down, is another holiday party, and the woman in that holiday party drops her kid off at that daycare. Here's this.
You knew that was going to happen.
Now this is all, the show's going on.
This is better than the comedian.
So now, boom, boom, kick him out, kick her out, boom, boom, boom. So now the 17 is down to like 12 people. More chit-chat going on. A couple more people I have to ask to leave. There's this little girl, she couldn't be more than 18 years old. Her phone rings in the middle of the show.
Oh, boy.
So she gets up, walks around, respectfully leaves the room. So the comic, of course, when he comes back, he says, who the fuck is going to call you? Oh. It's my boyfriend. He might have a brain tumor. Takes her cannoli, throws it at the fucking comedian. Boom, boom, boom. They're knocked out. Now, I'm not managing the room anymore. Now I'm sitting at their table.
You're babysitting.
I'm babysitting the daycare people.
First of all, wait a minute. Never throw a cannoli.
At the comedian? Really?
Well,
I mean, it's BYOB because she couldn't throw a drink.
Okay, yeah, that's
So,
she would have wasted her own money. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
she
it's a comedian right in the fucking chest. Fucking hysterical.
Hopefully he was good on his feet. How do you respond to getting a cannoli thrown at you? It doesn't happen every day.
I ate already, thank you. So
oh
now,
my God.
the lady who owns a daycare smashed off her rocker.
Now, what are they drinking? Because it's like beer wine here.
Yeah,
right?
well, the bag and box wine. Classy.
Yeah.
So now, she goes, I just want to tell you something. You're a fucking asshole. I said, you know what? And you are a fucking, the letter after B. Boom, 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 boom.
See you next Tuesday?
Now I got 3 girls left out of the party of 17, and they're petrified. But the problem was, they were regular customers of mine.
So they were coming
like,
too. Yeah.
Dino, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, just
not your fault.
Do me a favor, just shut the fuck up the rest of the show. Just enjoy the show, please. I said, I just fucking kicked out 14 people at BYOB. So my point to that story is, not to promote that the comedian sucked by any means, but he didn't. When you get people together who don't normally get together, you're meshing badness.
And especially if they don't drink all the time.
Yes.
You mix the alcohol in. That's always a bad combination.
Yeah.
And, that's...
It's like New Year's Eve.
Amateur night.
2 New Year's Eves ago, I threw out the oldest woman I've ever thrown out in my life.
How old was she about?
In mid-70s. She was so drunk. The party started here at 8 o'clock. She was so drunk by 9:30. Smashed off her rocker. We didn't even go out with dessert yet. She goes to the ladies' room. Doesn't come out for like an hour. We go in there to fetch her. Maybe a half hour. Go in there to fetch her. She's sleeping on the toilet seat.
Okay.
With her underwear down. Talking about being traumatized?
That's not a vision I want to have.
Fucking traumatized.
That's not a vision I want to have.
So I had to ask her to leave. And she was with a 50-year-old guy.
So I assume she paid.
Oh, they paid ahead of time. I was going to let them leave.
But I'm sure she paid because why is he going to be with a 75-year-old woman unless she's got money?
She didn't look too good down there from what I saw, unfortunately. They're still traumatized.
I'm not thirsty anymore.
Nah. So, I mean, what it comes down to is New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, it's all amateur nights.
Well, it's an excuse for people just to get drunk and act stupid.
Yeah.
And I get that you want to have a little camaraderie with your coworkers, whatever like that. You want to go out and have a couple beers and a couple glasses of wine. I'm okay with that. But you're right, though. There's always the one, there's like the hookup.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, the creepy guy.
Yeah, because he's not so creepy after 3 or 4 glasses of wine. And some women may not be so creepy after a couple of beers. But why does it have to be on the holidays?
It's like Halloween parties, too. Every woman wants to be a slut on Halloween. They're dressing up in these pussycat outfits with the Spike Heroes fishnets, and they're wearing 3-piece suits the rest of the week. And all of a sudden, they think, now I look hot.
They don't.
So now you're attracting a guy who's a horn dog.
No.
All right? And then everybody on Halloween, a guy who's dressed up, he's dressed up as, Friday the 13th. He's got everything on. I'm scary, and you don't know what I really look like. And
maybe he's not wearing makeup.
he's hooking up with this pussycat.
Then when the makeup comes off, on both cases.
Yeah, both cases. Exactly.
You shouldn't date. You shouldn't find a date at the party for Halloween.
No, you shouldn't.
But
you shouldn't.
That's why that's why I'm glad I don't do the holiday parties.
Yeah.
Unless it's with friends that you know and you're going out, and then you know everybody. But when you start introducing strangers or people that just know each other from work, and let's face it, you're spending 8 hours a day with these people.
Right.
How well do you really know them, other than work? And then they say, "Oh, let's all get together. Let's go out." And
you know them work related.
That's not a good combination, and I'm glad I'm not part of it.
I mean, I'll admit, when I was in the hotel business, working crazy hours, my relationships of dating mostly were people who worked in the hotel business.
With you, or like out
in a different section of the hotel.
Okay.
Whether it's a front desk, whether it's in catering, sales, something along those lines. Never in my department except once, and
only once.
It made it awkward. It made it awkward because everyone else knew, and not because I treated her any differently. Because if anything, I treated her worse.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
But I had to do that for the cover up.
Did you tell her that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she knew. She was cool with it.
Okay.
She actually went along with it and said, "No, Dino, he's such a fucking asshole." But she didn't realize that half the people knew that
they thought you were an asshole anyway.
that we were dating and agreed with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's agreeing fake. Yeah. She's being fake, and they were like, "Yeah, he really is an asshole."
All right, coming back with sports. All right, we're back talking sports. Vinny, this is your favorite segment.
Yeah, it's my favorite segment. The Heisman was awarded this past weekend, and
to a freshman,
famous Jameis Winston.
Famous Jameis.
He's 19 years old. Yeah, not famous Amos. Famous Jameis.
Famous Jameis.
He won. He was clearly the best football player in college football this year. Clearly. But he had issues.
He's got things.
He had an issue. And what was funny, I was watching ESPN the other day. Imagine that.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yes.
Can I say that, or we need to pay royalty on that?
I think they give you one for free. I think we're good. The lawyer of the victim was on.
Obviously, it was a woman.
Yes.
Okay, so he's straight.
Yes,
okay.
We think.
We're named like Jameis.
Well, yeah.
Hello there.
And it is Florida. But the lawyer was on, and she had some documents that looks like the police department doctored up. It's kind of scary. So
to her benefit or his benefit?
To his benefit.
Wow.
Yeah, and she timed this press conference the day before the award was given out, and the votes were all long. They were long tallied.
Which she probably didn't know.
Probably not. She probably.
That lawyer.
Well, she probably just maybe they said, "Oh yeah, you can have the information now," knowing that everything was, already tallied up. And I'm a Florida State guy, like you said, like I've told you before, and I'm happy that he won for the school. But I'm also the father of a young woman. Even if there's just a hint of something that might have happened, I got a problem. And the Heisman thing, and it's funny, they're big on integrity. I'm watching the guy to present the award to say, to the high quality of performance on the football field and this. I never heard character come up. He looks like a good.
We all know he is a character.
Yeah, he's a character, all right. So. I mean, we don't know what happened. It just kind of gives me a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. That he was given the award, but there's nobody else that was deserving. What are you going to do? Give it to the next best guy? Just because he might have done something? As you can see, I'm waffling on this a little bit because I don't know which way to read it. You got a guy that might have sexually assaulted a girl last year, and he's the best football player in college. What do you do? Give it to the next best guy who was like 2,000 votes behind him? That would have been even worse of a travesty. So, but he gets to go play in the national championship game. No suspensions, no nothing. He gets to go play Auburn. When did he even play these games now?
January 9th?
January 9th, oh my God.
It used to be by January 1st, everything was over.
Listen, I used to love New Year's weekend because it was New Year's Eve was the Astro Bluebonnet Bowl. You watched that Well, you watched that right up until the time you watched. Who was the guy on Channel 13 that did the New Year's Eve? Remember the
Channel 13.
Yeah, it was before Dick Clark, whatever. But we used to
Before
watch.
Dick Clark.
Yeah, not
Dick
much.
Clark's national. 13
Not much
is like
not much was happening
Belvin
before
Nutley
Dick Clark.
Bloomfield.
Yeah, but we used
Uncle
to watch.
Floyd.
Yeah, well, I like Uncle Floyd. He's hysterical. We used to watch that game up until New Year's. Then New Year's Day was the best.
Yeah.
You had all the games started like 11 o'clock in the
11
morning.
in the morning, going
You had
until midnight.
You had the Cotton Bowl. You had the Rose Bowl. You had the Sugar and the Orange at the same time.
Yeah.
Now they play these games. They start the bowl games, I think, next week. And they have like 3 a day. Everybody qualifies for the bowl games,
It's the
including
top 97 teams, I think.
including our very own Rutgers,
Going to the Pinstripe Bowl.
the Pinstripe Bowl.
Yankee Stadium.
That was George Steinbrenner's baby. Oh
Yeah.
my God! You know they're
Rest
playing
in
Notre.
peace, George.
Yeah,
if you were here now.
No, I'm not a Yankee fan, but they get to play Notre Dame, who had an off year. I mean, the Pinstripe Bowl. Seriously, they got to have a football game in New York City just to get Rutgers in.
Well, there's a Super Bowl and
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a clusterfuck. It really is. It's gonna be a blizzard. You can't tailgate. It's gonna. Did you see how much they're charging you for parking? $150 to park your car. You can't have a limo drop you off. If the limo drops you off, the limo's got to stay on the premises. It's like.
well, that's great for a bomb threat.
That's what I'm saying. You know, but we talked about all the traffic problems that they're going to have with the construction and everything. I mean, come on. It's going to be a disaster. But look at it on the positive. It's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen. They're never going to have that Super Bowl in New Jersey.
You know what?
ever
I
again.
think if there's a snowstorm, it will be happening again.
Why?
Because they're going to be so intrigued by it and people are going to be talking about it forever.
There's talking, and you know what? Did you see those games last week? In the blizzard, we had the little blizzard.
The Philly game.
That was great. And Baltimore.
Although we
Philly,
had the blizzard at our house as well.
Yes.
We're the only people in New Jersey who got snow last
Yes.
Sunday.
Now it's been reversed this weekend.
Yeah.
But
Rain.
but they talk about an offensive problem with the snow. Did you see how many points were scored? In Baltimore and Philly, those 4 teams, they combined for 76 points in the fourth quarter.
There was a stat, and I was half asleep watching Monday Night Game, that there was the first time in NFL history there was over 100 touchdowns scored in a week.
It was the most touchdowns scored in any given week in the NFL in the history. Yes.
That's amazing.
And it was a blizzard in 2 cities. Like I said, they combined for 76 points in the fourth quarter between those 2 games. The games were going back and forth. The blizzard didn't matter. It's Philadelphia that had like this much of snow. You didn't see their shins.
So what that's saying is if you're going to come out for football, you should be a quarterback, a receiver, or a running back.
Or an Eskimo.
This is where I wish we had the bomb.
That was a good one, though, I thought. You know, but there may be no issues with playing in the snow for the Super Bowl because we did see some of these teams who were outdoor teams and indoor teams playing well. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could work out. But I think it's going to be a cluster because of the whole, the parking, no tailgating. How are you going to, if you're staying in the city, you got to get to the Meadowlands. That's going to suck.
Game day is not going to be a fun experience.
No.
I think the week leading up to it,
It always
will
is.
be phenomenal.
It always is.
Because you're going to have Manhattan, the tree probably still be up.
Probably Hoboken, too.
No, they're probably going to leave the Rockefeller tree up longer.
think?
I think they will.
You don't think it'll die? They'll keep the water in it, maybe?
They'll keep the water in it, I think. Ice skating, the plays.
It's February, though.
Ice skate in February, not like ice skate in July.
Well, no. But, I mean, to keep the Christmas lights up, though. Maybe they can change it over to Valentine's Day.
Maybe.
Change all the lights to red.
Macy's will go Valentine's in the window.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But Rutgers playing in the Pinstripe Bowl, it's going to snow.
What is the record? What are they, like 7-6?
It's over
6 and
500.
5?
Yeah, I think it's 8-7. They had enough wins to get to the Pinstripe Bowl, but not enough wins to get to another good bowl, a real bowl. But Notre Dame's playing, so I guess it's legitimized.
How bad was Notre Dame?
Not good.
To go to the Pinstripe Bowl.
Not good. But what do they call it? The railroad fans, because Notre Dame, everybody goes to Notre Dame.
Yeah, why do people like Notre Dame so much?
I don't.
I never
I don't get it.
got it.
I don't get it. Because, well, then again, this is all we got to look forward to because, again, as we say every week, the Giants and Jets suck.
And who's watching the NBA?
I don't.
I don't.
Not me. Kobe's back. Do you care?
Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant, yes. He's back. LeBron's still scoring. The Knicks suck.
Yeah.
The Nets beyond suck.
Nice stadium, though.
It's really nice. They have good concerts there, I heard.
Yeah.
because there's
and
no
close to the Italian restaurants down in Brooklyn, which is nice.
That part of Brooklyn? No.
There's a couple.
A couple here and there. You ever go down Atlantic Avenue lately?
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Unless you're, well, I'm not saying anything. I've been down Atlantic Avenue in the past 5 years. That's the crown jewel of that part of Brooklyn.
Coming back. All right, talking Jersey more, Vinny and Dino.
We're back, and Dino likes to do this weekly. Dino's lived a better life than I have in some cases. Not better, but just a more interesting life.
I've just seen more.
You've seen more. You've experienced some stuff, and you're going to share some stuff with us again.
Well, actually, I got 2 hotel stories for you.
You worked in hotels.
I was a food and beverage director and chef in hotels for many years.
Nice.
And a funny story, we'll talk about the New Year's Eve, and then I'll go to the real funny story that I'm still known for, which is terrible.
I found that on the internet.
You might, if you Google. I mean, the internet wasn't around back then.
Go ahead.
You might Google it. So New Year's Eve, I'm at the Clifton Ramada.
What year about?
This is 1987.
Oh, the go-go 80s. Go ahead.
All right. And we had a huge New Year's Eve party. And with the restrictions and regulations of Ramada, we needed to have a door person whenever we had a nightclub
like
or
a
lounge
bouncer
open.
or something like that?
Well,
kind of like that.
It was a bouncer per se, but he wasn't a bouncer.
Okay.
I mean, he was smaller than me. But his name was Orlando Graziani.
Irish guy.
Yeah, really Irish. But listen, he had the blonde curly hair, and he had the blue eyes, and I mean, his tie was ironed. I mean,
he got the job.
Guy.
Yeah.
So obviously New Year's Eve, we talked about it before, it's an amateur night, and everybody wants to hook up, and everybody's looking at the guy in the suit or tux, and he was wearing a tux that night.
So he looked good.
He looked good.
Okay.
So sure enough, this one woman who was at the party kept going up to him, flirting with him. And she was buzzed, and so was he.
Oh, really? The door guy was drinking?
The door guy was drinking, yeah. That's how it was back then.
New Year's Eve.
And I'm looking at her, I'm like, nah, Orlando, nah, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go there.
Well, she wasn't cute?
No.
Okay.
No. And I've seen what he was with.
But with a name like that?
It was funny, we used to have the continental stewardesses. Because back then you can call them stewardesses.
Yeah, you wouldn't offend anybody.
Wouldn't offend anybody back then.
No.
And they look like stewardesses.
What are they called now? Flight attendants?
Yeah,
well, sometimes
good enough to be a stewardess. So anyway,
some of them are named Bob now.
Yeah, Bobby. So anyway, we had the contract on them. So anytime there was a distressed flight or the flight was delayed, we'd have to send a shuttle down to the airport and go pick them up.
Okay.
And it would be like a Playboy catalog walking in at midnight.
Oh.
And they would all have comp drink cards. They had to go to the bar and drink because they were stressed because they couldn't fly or they got delayed.
Oh, okay.
Orlando was hooking up with anything and everything. So then when I see that
Orlando's
New Year's
the man.
Eve,
He's the man.
I'm like, nah, there's no way. So New Year's party ends. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I got to take inventory. It's the last day of the month.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to try to explain how this layout was. You walk into the restaurant lounge lobby,
right,
and you have the bar right here where the party was going on. And then to the right was the restaurant set up for breakfast. And there was a semi-private dining area where there was like a half wall to the right.
Probably little trees separating.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
now I got the lights out because I don't have to take any inventory in the restaurant section because, who cares how many PC jellies I have on the table. I'm worried about how much liquor is going, right? I'm taking the inventory in the lounge. I hear, I'm like, fuck, that sounds like Orlando. Because even though he was a doorman or bouncer, he had a very light voice.
Okay.
So I'm like, what the fuck's
Was
going
he
on?
distressed?
I think he was being de-stressed.
Oh, okay.
So now I see him. He's standing at the wall with brass railings on the wall.
Hopefully they were secured.
And he's holding on facing the kitchen. I'm like, Orlando, what the fuck's going on? He goes,
oh, okay.
So now, 2 hours later, whenever you were the nighttime manager on New Year's Eve, you had to be opening manager for breakfast because you couldn't trust that somebody else was going to come in on time. because if they party New Year's Eve. So when you work New Year's Eve night, it was a 20-hour shift for you easily. 6 o'clock in the morning, I let the housekeeping in. Little Maria, Mr. Dino. What's wrong, Maria? Oh, I'm trying to get the franchise sauce off the wall. I don't believe they threw the franchise sauce off the wall. It's all over the carpet. I'm like, oh my God. That's right where Orlando was. Franchise sauce. She thought it was because we had chicken franchise on the menu the night before. So she thought it was franchise sauce against the wall.
So that's what they're calling it.
They got very drunk, Mr. Dino.
Oh boy.
So, of course I'm laughing because she's scraping it off with her fingernail. She probably just got done the night before because she went out. So now, this girl comes in. Well, it was debatable if she was a girl. I would say, and listen, I'm not the best looking guy in the world, and I would totally admit that, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but she had to be one of the top 10 worst looking women I've ever seen in my life. And she's looking for Orlando.
Oh my God.
Pining over Orlando.
Where was Orlando at that time?
He was up in his hotel room.
Oh, you guys he got a room to
Yeah, if we worked New Year's Eve, they didn't want us leaving because just in case anybody showed up the next day, we had to fucking work.
Okay.
It's not like they were being nice to us, but drunk and driving, they didn't give a shit about that. They want to make sure they had staff. So
he must have had a lot of drinks then.
Oh, he had a lot of drinks. So she's calling the room and not getting through.
How does she even find his room?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe somebody at the front desk tipped her. I don't know. And she kept calling me and calling me. You got to get Orlando. You got to get Orlando. I said, Orlando. I called
She wanted
up.
more.
Oh, yeah. And this is like 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, Orlando, you got to get the fuck out of here. She's fucking disgusting. He goes, really? That bad? I'm like, oh, really? Oh, Orlando, she's bad. She's really bad. You need to leave. And it got so bad that I actually had to have a police escort come and take her out at 1 o'clock because she would not stop. She kept going and going and going. She walked into the kitchen, into my office. Did Orlando come down yet? I'm like, listen, you can't be in the kitchen. You need to fucking leave.
Oh, my God.
I had to get the police. Take her out.
They must have had a chuckle with that one, huh?
Oh. Somebody did her.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I'll hit the guy with my nightstick.
How'd this crack whore get in the kitchen?
Oh, my God.
But another hotel story, which is really funny. This is what I'm known for.
You're known for?
I'm known for.
Oh, okay.
I'm working the Holiday Inn Jetport in Elizabeth, and this is right next to Newark Airport. And on Sundays, we're a very corporate hotel. So on Sundays, we used to do different trade shows, and we had the dog show in. Okay, we had a big ballroom.
The dogs and everything?
Dogs and everything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sat 1,000 people, you know, and we had dogs all over the place. And, you know,
no leashes?
Oh, yeah, leashes. Okay. Yeah, leashes. But, you know, a dog show, you know, people are a little uppity, you know.
Snooty?
Snooty, you know.
Too much time on their hands?
My Mitzi. Look at my Mitzi. So anyway.
I hate it when dogs are cleaner than people.
Yeah, really. So the night before, we had 2 lesbians staying in a hotel. And they had a fight. And what happened was, I was the nighttime manager.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a lesbian.
No, nothing at all. I mean, just don't have a fight. The nighttime manager has to come up and break up the fight. So I get the phone call from the front desk, and they said, 10th floor, the girls are at it again. I go upstairs the night before.
They can't fight in the room. They got to fight in the hallway.
I said, guys, you just have to calm down. You got to calm down. And one of them, you can tell, was on something, and the other one was just trying to calm her down. So they go in the room. Everything's calm. Of course, I'm overnight because the dog show had to get in at 5 in the morning. So, of course, I'm there. About 12 o'clock, I get a phone call from the front desk. And it's Laura at the front desk, and it's funny because I saw her about 6 years ago, and she still quotes the story verbatim.
Oh boy.
She calls me up, and she says, the girls are at it again. Now, you walk into the Holiday Inn, and you walk right into the front desk, and to the right is a glass enclosed pool. Mm-hmm. And the reason why they had a glass enclosed, they wanted people to see activity because they wanted to try to get a family atmosphere there besides the corporate business that they normally get. I don't know if I take a family to Elizabeth, but okay.
Well, it depends what kind of family.
Yeah, exactly. So now I have to run up the stairs because there's so much activity in a hotel that I can't take the elevators. I go upstairs. I see the one girl passed out on the floor. I don't know if she decked her or what, or she OD'd. I have no clue. So I said, what the fuck's going on? The other girl has a trench coat on, okay? She's ready to leave. So now I chase her down the stairs. 10 flights of stairs. Now, I wasn't really that much thinner back then, so now I'm sucking wind.
But you were going down the stairs.
I'm going down the stairs. But still, I'm chasing somebody. I just ran up the stairs. And
okay,
I
that's
run
what
down
did it.
stairs.
Okay, that's what did it to you. Okay, got it.
No, actually, the first flight did it to me. Why can't So anyway, she's running through the hotel lobby. Laura's behind the desk. The lady runs into the pool room. So I grab her from behind.
Okay.
As I'm grabbing her, she wiggles out
Of the coat?
of the coat.
Let me guess. Go ahead.
You can guess.
She had nothing on.
She had nothing on.
Okay.
Laura's laughing as I'm holding this lesbian in the pool room. The dog show lets out for lunch.
You were the entertainment.
I'm holding this girl from behind.
Doggy style with doggies.
Doggy style with doggies.
With doggies.
With doggies.
Okay.
Naked and I mean, debatable if a woman. She wasn't really that good looking either. I mean, not like today's lesbians. Today's lesbians are
Some are classier.
very classy. Okay. But yeah, it was interesting, and everyone's looking through the window. My staff is dying laughing.
As they should have been.
Laura's like cracking up, crying. And like I said, I saw her like 6, 7 years ago. She's like, I still tell that story, how you were holding a lesbian in the pool. And this is going back from 1989. Still tells a story.
There's certain words that you never think you'd put together in a sentence. Holding a lesbian in a pool.
Doggy style.
Doggy style with dog. You can't make it up. I hope you didn't make it up.
No, I didn't make it up, unfortunately. All right, guys, thank you so much. You want to plug the website?
TalkinJersey.com. TALKIN.
Because that's how we talk here.
Leave the G off, please. .com. Right?
That's it.
And if you want to send us an email, it's talkinjersey@gmail.com. Give us any ideas, feedback. Seriously, folks, we have really thick skin. Like we said, it's olive.
Well, I do.
Yes, you know.
Vinny was cracking up last week. I thought he was going to jump off the 3-foot bridge.
And because we have our technician, Ryan, he can put it all together. We could just talk what the website is. Ryan puts it all together for us. Subscribe to the website, to the YouTube video, and give us some support. And Dino, we may have some live shows coming up.
We got a live show we're working on at the Tuscan House in New Jersey, in Toms River, and right by the Ocean County Mall. So hopefully that'll happen in January. And
we'll be available to host business events, any kind of charity events.
And we can clean it up. I mean, it's it
won't be easy, but we'll try.
Do it up. I
mean, we'll do our best.
Well, if there's a charity and you want to raise money for like the 4th grade girls basketball team,
don't get scared of this because that means nothing.
It was a misprint. All right, see you guys next week. Thanks.